Episode of 3 Minute in Opinion. I'm your host, Jedi Sherrick. I'm so sorry, Brad Lambert. We have one co-host, Sparkstalker. How you doing? Brian, how you doing?
No, I'm here. Oh, wait a
It's
minute.
still
I have two hangouts going here. Why do I have two hangouts going here? Close that one. Okay. There we go. Now I'm back in this one.
right.
Yay. Yeah, sorry. Porn chat.
We also have Tom Kearns, also known as Asphalt Ranger, coming, joining us soon. He's on his way home from seeing the most awesome movie to be released this month.
I
Wait a
thought you
second.
said it was seeing Ready Player One.
Oh, touche. But that's actually the movie he's coming home from. Great movie. I loved it. We're planning. Me and my wife are planning on going to see it again when we get a chance. So, love Movie Pass. That's all I got to say.
I need to, I still have a number to go see. But did he actually see the other movie we were going to discuss?
I don't know. I have not asked him about that one.
Because if he hasn't seen it, this might be a good time to discuss it before he gets here.
Good point. Let's go
Not
ahead and do
not
that then.
not that I don't think not that I think anybody's worried about spoilers for this sort of movie.
Right.
I mean,
So,
nobody gives a flying fuck if you spoil a Godzilla movie, especially one of the old ones.
right.
I mean, what was it? Oh, Godzilla comes, he stomps on the town, and that's essentially what we're talking about in much bigger terms. So, on Monday
right.
night, I guess Brad and I decided we were going to go see Pacific Rim Uprising.
With my wife.
With your wife, yes, with your wife as well. I didn't know if you wanted to spoil that part, but
I mean, I was going to hold somebody's hand. I always hold somebody's hand during the movie. I'm pretty sure
I'm
you're
glad you
glad that
brought her
occurs.
then.
Exactly. All right. So you go ahead with your. We both talked about it already on the car ride home. We carpooled. You know, you go
As
ahead and say what you're going to say.
as with the first Pacific Rim, um, it really helps to go in with a certain mindset for the movies. And I know everybody probably already knows this, but it is literally don't think about it. Just go in, and at the base, all you're doing is watching giant robots fight giant monsters. You're watching buildings getting crushed, people getting crushed, shit blowing up. That's the whole idea.
People get crushed, except for the fact that there's the whole town is deserted. Don't you just love how they do that?
Literally 5 seconds after we see people running away from the evacuation shelter that's already full. But
Yes.
who cares? I understand the idea behind it, and I saw all the posts and all that. Okay, I don't care if the town's evacuated or not. Okay, I just want to see robots and monsters destroying shit.
Right. And
And
I will say that, like I said in the car, the most every cliche from a movie that you could possibly have was in that movie, but it worked so well.
yeah, I mean, who cares? Yes, okay. Like I said at the top, you're not going to be spoiled by the movie because you already know what's going to happen. You there are no surprises, none at all. I'm going to put the spoiler warning out here just in case any of you actually give a shit about the story, because I don't. And again, don't get me wrong. The story for this one actually, for what it was actually not bad.
No,
I don't think either of us will disagree that the story, the acting, and just overall flow of the movie, I think honestly was better than the first one. They each feel very similar but different in the way that they handle storyline, the way they handle even the combat between the monsters and the robots and everything else. Um, I felt like this one flowed better, even with all the plot holes and everything else. Whatever. It was much more evenly balanced than the original, where there were long periods of drought between shit blowing up. Um, so spoiler warning there. Your spoiler warning is done. So when Mako reappeared as Finn's older sister, the girl pilot from the first movie.
Right.
She's apparently the older sister to Finn from Star Wars.
John Boyega.
John Boyega. Yes, I know what his name is, but hey, it's more fun to call him Finn.
Nobody knows him unless you call him Finn.
Yeah. I loved him in the movie. I thought he was funny. I
Yeah.
thought he played a great role. Um, so she's his sister in the movie, and spoiler alert: as soon as she appears on screen in her role, she's dead. We all know that. She was toast, and same with pretty much. I figured it would be more, but it turned out to only be one of the kids. But I mean, it's one of those things. It just follows a formula, but it's like eating at Applebee's. Oh, okay, I'll take that back. It's like a barbecue bacon cheeseburger. It's a simple formula. It's very hard to mess up. It's very hard to not get right. And there's varying degrees of it, but it's always usually pretty good.
Right. I will say that even though it was the worst, most cliched movie, it was just so fun.
Yeah,
I mean, you knew what was going to happen, but the way that I'm not going to talk about Charlie Day and his character because that's kind of the spoiler that we want to keep under wraps. But it was just like they check off every formula, but they did it in such a fun fashion. It was so acceptable. It was
right.
if you go in thinking that you're going to be looking at watching Citizen Kane or a Shakespeare play, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go in thinking, oh, this is going to be a cliched movie, I don't expect much of it, you're going to love it.
Right. And I said it with the first one, and I was right with the first one, and I'm saying it with this one. Go in, know what you're getting into. It's robots versus monsters. Who cares? Shit blows up. Okay. I did like the way the storyline went. I mean, for what it was good. The action was much more cohesive than a lot of movies would feature giant robots. I don't know, maybe features something that turns into cars or some shit like that, where you can't tell what the fuck is going on. Um, so I thought it was the the cinematography, the choreography of all the fighting and all worked really well, and it just was the action scenes felt like giant action scenes. That's what you wanted to see.
Right. Um, I do want to talk about Lambert representation in movies. I think we should have more of that.
You got Yeah, but you're represented by Scott Eastwood, who the only saving grace to his shall we say lack of acting skills is it fit perfectly with the type of character he was trying to play.
Right. Again, cliched movie. Um, the other thing is, I want part three. I want to see part three. But I don't want to see this. Oh, hey. And I won't spoil part what we think part three is going to be, but the I want to see Starship Troopers part three with Pacific Rim.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. And you bring up Starship Troopers, which the more times I watch it, the more I love that movie. I It's just the first time I went into it, I was expecting something somewhat serious. Like I guess they oversold it well, or didn't sell it well because they didn't know what they were doing with it. I went in expecting it to actually be, a serious movie, and it's not. It's very sarcastic, and that's what I love about it. Once I learned that, it's just hilarious to watch, and I'm with you. I want to see that exact formula applied to Pacific Rim.
yep, all out war, just people's heads getting chopped off, and just bloody guts all over the place. Just bring us a war movie. None of this. Oh, I'm saving you because I love you. No, just
You mean
war.
Rose and Finn?
Yes, Rose, who saves the day, who saves Finn from sacrificing herself so they could save that. What was it? How it should have ended was perfect. You have Rose here who saves Finn's character because we save the ones we save the ones we love. Well, that's what he was doing. He was trying to save everybody. You moron.
I, I, if I do I lose my geek credit if I say I'd much rather watch Pacific Rim Uprising again rather than Last Jedi?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's personal preference. The Last Jedi and Star Wars, for that matter, is
How
not.
many times do we beat this horse? By the
No,
way,
no. I was
but
gonna make a comparison between the Last Jedi and Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is a fun movie to watch, whereas I think the Last Jedi kind of became cerebral. Kind of made you think.
they tried to overthink a Star Wars film. That's the problem. You go back and you watch the original Star Wars, and it's Star Wars. I mean, it's don't think about it. Star Wars was the big blockbuster version of it's what led to all of this. It was a popcorn flick. It was your summer blockbuster, or winter blockbuster, or whatever time of year it was released. I don't remember. It was
Summer.
1977. I was 5. But it was, you know, for the time it was cliched. If you really look at Star Wars and like old westerns and all that, which it stole a lot from, it follows a lot of the same tropes as they do, but yet it still made gazillions of dollars.
Right.
So this pedestal that Star Wars has been put on, when all it really is just 1977's version of Pacific Rim. Eh?
Well, and that's the thing. Star Wars is more serious. It's not.
It
It's
shouldn't
not.
be though,
It's not pop culture. It's main. It's the main culture of us.
right?
It, it
But
has it has so much to live up to. It doesn't. It never does.
I I don't necessarily agree with that. I thought The Force Awakens fit perfectly. I thought it captured the attitude of the original Star Wars. It while still following along some fairly conventional storylines, it was still fun to watch. And I don't know if it was with Rogue One or with Disney buying it or with maybe with the prequels and trying to become more serious. You know, it goes back to Rogue One, which is still, at least the last third of it, one of my favorite. That's like my favorite part of a Star Wars movie. It's the last third of Rogue One, but the story was very. It didn't have the humor. It didn't have the sort of fit and fill and flow of a Star Wars movie. It was very serious and very. I mean, hey, spoiler alert, everybody dies. You know, so it's like very heavy story. And I guess maybe that's more the direction they wanted to go with Last Jedi, which it was. I mean, it still had its moments, but it just didn't feel as much. It tried to be too much Rogue One and not enough Force Awakens, if that makes sense.
No, no, I totally agree with you. Like you said, I don't want to get into this Last Jedi stuff anymore. But the middle movie is always the more cerebral one. I mean, when you take a look at the Empire Strikes Back, that was very dark
True.
film.
True.
You had the very first one, which was very fun. Then you had part two, which is kind of kind of a downer. It ends on a downer and a dark. Then you have three that wraps things up.
Yeah.
So the Last Jedi accomplished what it sets out to, and unfortunately it just I loved
A
it. I
lot of
think
it
it's
was a swing and a miss.
yeah. Well, I think it will be compared to very heavily to Empire Strikes Back in 10, 15 years. I think it will be considered as groundbreaking to that. That's my personal opinion, though.
I don't know. I don't know. I just the whole Finn and Rose storyline should have just been cut.
Oh, I agree. Now,
So
me saying I love that film, I definitely think there were problems with it. One of them being the Finn and Rose subplot about going to Canto Bright. If you're going to go to Canto Bright, at least make Lando the guy with the red plume. Come on.
yeah, the mini. Okay, well we're going back down that road again. Let's not
Right,
do that.
right. Good,
Okay,
yeah, good.
so
Let's.
so back to Pacific Rim. Um, go see it in the theaters if you don't have a monster setup at home because it's worth seeing on the big screen. It is the whole fight between Gypsy Avenger and what was black, the rogue mech, the rogue
I can't
Jaeger,
remember. I think
um,
Obsidian something.
Obsidian, whatever.
Obsidian random robot.
Yeah, that was fun watching two Jaegers go at it. That was pretty impressive.
And,
Um,
and what was funny was I thought the first half of the movie was going to be the Pacific Rim people or the people who are protecting the Pacific Rim and this other rogue agency who came out with giant mechs. I didn't think it was going to be what it turned out to be. You know what I mean? I thought it was good.
right.
Was it going to be? I thought it was going to be this mega corporation with live people with mechs in it, not
Right.
what
Or,
it
or
turned out to
or
be.
more than just Obsidian, whatever it is.
Exactly.
Like there was some shadow agency fighting.
Piloted mechs versus piloted mechs.
Right. Right. So versus what it turned out to be.
Right.
So and I mean there were parts of the movie that were really spectacularly well done effect wise and humor wise. Um, just that, like I said, the action, you always felt like you knew exactly what was going on, which was great. There was no confusion about, okay, is that a good guy or a bad guy? Who's punching who that you got with other movies like that. So I loved it. I can't wait to see it again. Um, it's gonna be it's a real visual treat as long as you know going in it's not gonna win any Oscars.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's stop right here and let's talk about the other monster movie that came out a week before that I'm sure everybody has had to have seen by now. Atlantic Rim Part Two.
Huh? Let me guess. One of the Netflix specials.
No, it was probably a sci-fi original like Sharknado.
Ah, I do remember seeing something like that on Netflix or something like that when the first one came out.
Right.
And yeah, it was.
Well, Part Two came out the week before Pacific Rim came out, so they know their audience.
Yeah. I should sit down and watch one just for the hell of it, but
Right.
I don't really have the time. So since I haven't even seen, the last major blockbuster being Black Panther, and I have yet to see obviously Ready Player One, which I know you two want to talk about. So
And if you don't know, Asphalt Ranger, aka Tom Kearns, has joined us now. You can
maybe
talk, Ranger.
Hold on, I have a Muppet.
Okay. So
you
while
have
he
a
was dealing
Muppet,
with Muppet,
I don't know where I put
Statler or
one.
Waldorf.
More like Waldorf.
Well, the
This is the problem with my new computer spot. It's in the living room.
So we get to see all the action behind you.
Oh yeah,
As you
because
can see,
there's a
there's
lot
so
of
much
action.
behind me. Um, so we just finished up talking about the major movie event of the spring.
I'd say the year, but okay.
So you saw Pacific Rim as well?
Is that movie with Asia Carrera?
No, that's Pacific Rim Job.
Wrong movie. My bad.
Speaking of Rim Job, I think your cat's about to give itself one.
Is it the one that's been neutered recently? Oh no, it's that one.
I don't know. I'm not looking that closely at them.
Neither am I.
All right, so before Ranger, before we get into movies and the most awesome geek fest ever in Ready Player One, let's talk about Sea of Thieves. It's finally released. Who's played it?
I've
spent
played
about 3 hours because, again, I don't have a lot of time to do anything. So I played a little bit.
Yeah, I had some time on Tuesday to play it, except for, that's right, they had that issue with Game Pass people.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Hey, still, I'm installing Halo Wars for free on the PC, so I'm not complaining on Game
I know.
Pass. Sometimes it happens.
I know. I know. I shouldn't be complaining about this, but it's just frustrating. The one night of the week, the one night in the next 2 weeks where I actually had the whole house to myself, nobody else in the house, and I could not play the game that I had. It was just very frustrating. It just
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I had the house to myself. So
well. But first of all, let's push all that to the side. Let's actually talk about the game. Who thinks it's amazing? I love that. It's just fun to get in with a full crew and play.
I love.
It's great, but I think it's great if you only play it a couple hours a week. I can imagine if you play that like constantly, that formula would just get so old.
It surprises me. I sat there and we played in the early betas and all, and I'm like, okay, this looks like the foundation of a really great game. And then we get to launch, and it's not the foundation; it is the game. Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because I didn't spend any money on it. I bought Game Pass because of this.
Right.
Yeah. I canceled mine and just got Game Pass.
Same here.
Same here. Well, I didn't even plan on. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't plan on pre-ordering in the first place because I knew that I didn't think that this was going to have the long legs for with a user base because I just it just seemed like a complicated game to get four people online. You had to play in a group. It's not like the Division where you can go running around solo.
Well, you can, but
Well,
it's just infinitely harder.
Exactly.
It's extremely difficult by yourself.
But the thing I love doing in the beta was just sailing around and the little sloop sailing around. It was fun, And
Yeah.
but there's not much beyond that. And the thing that I don't get is, one of the things that I think the game could use. I compare it to Elite, which I know you haven't played much of, Brad. Tom, I know you played some.
Well, I play a lot on the computer. I can't do the Xbox.
Didn't you get the stick?
I tried. They were out.
Oh, Amazon has them. I got mine off Amazon, and it makes a world of difference. Trust me. I mean, because you have one for the PC, I assume. But the concept of playing as a pirate is great if you have somebody to pirate. other than like 4 or 5 other ships. I don't understand why we don't have NPC ships to go after and pirate and steal from.
I don't
I
know.
just don't.
I know that when I played that night that I did, one of the nights I played with Di and a bunch of other people, and I don't know how many player ships we took down. Man, it was constant.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. Is some sessions you get, because I think there's no more than 6 ships per game world. I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the limit on the server side. But sometimes you'll see a bunch, and then other times you won't see anybody. I think the whole night the night I played, we saw one sloop sitting at the dock that I then said, "Oh, I guess I can take this guy's ship and just set it a sail," which I did, which was hilarious. Just let his ship go off into the distance as a ghost ship. But I just feel like it should have more piratey content other than go kill skeletons, grab a treasure chest, and take it back.
Right. I think that one of the things that we talked about with the division, and it's funny how the division and this game are paralleling each other. There was a roadmap that the people at Sea of Thieves have, the developers Rare have with this game, where this is not just going to be this. This is it. They're going to supposedly be adding a lot more to it. It's just a matter of when and how soon, I guess.
Right.
See, I wonder how now that they're. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they. I think they lost a good chunk of money because I know that they got money because it's a Microsoft thing and it's a Game Pass, but they probably would have got more money if with pre-orders and all that and selling hard copies and everything else, which they really didn't. Everybody pretty much got it on Game Pass. I'm kind of curious on how much that affects the development path.
Oh, here's my take on that. I'm wondering if it was more of a decision to put it on Game Pass right away because of the lack of content on the game and not losing the 4 years worth of work on it.
Yeah.
When it was when it because early reviews, you could have had early reviews and pre-orders and all that, and then the game just tanks. But instead, you give it out essentially for free on Game Pass, and that softens the blow a little bit. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I mean, it's not just this one though. I mean, it's not all future Microsoft games. First party are going to be doing this. So you have Crackdown 3 that's going to lose that revenue. You have Gears, Forza, Halo.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. That's part of it. Maybe that's just Microsoft's way of moving to a subscription service.
And that's it right there.
But that also makes me question the future of games coming from Microsoft. I mean, we already saw it. You saw how much I complained about Forza 7. I was sitting here on the PC, and I haven't played it since probably January. And it was a AAA title, and I said, I'm not gonna buy the next one. I think I said it on here.
And I don't think you have to now.
Now I don't have to. But it makes me wonder if we're going to see a lot more of this. We're going to release this base and then add content later over the course of years to try to keep this game and keep people paying for Game Pass versus finishing a game. Because I think Rare's been working on this for what, 4 years? I mean, hey, looks fantastic. But what's there is fun, but it's like riding a moped. It's fun for about 20 minutes.
But those 20 minutes you're spending with it in a crew, I mean, it's a fun time. But
it's a fun concept.
yeah, but I don't see the reason why I didn't purchase the whole game. The reason why I wasn't intending to purchase, like I said before, I didn't think it was going to have legs. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a game, and it might be in about 6 to 12 months. But right now, the content is lacking.
Right.
But I'm not paying anything for it, so I can't complain.
Exactly. I think that's where that it makes sense to do the Game Pass part for it. Because if I had paid $60 for it and all I got was what was in the beta, plus the tentacles of a kraken, yeah. Okay.
Sorry. My son's upstairs, and when he plays games, he's they put it very boisterous. So if you hear screaming of a little girl, that's not a little girl. That's my oldest son playing a game.
Alrighty then.
My youngest son playing a game. He's 14, but you'll hear him clear as day.
Well,
so is he playing like something that, like Silent Hill or something that it's worthwhile screaming?
I'm gonna assume it's probably Overwatch.
Because
it's a scary game.
Apparently.
All right. I want to talk a little bit about Doom. I played the first level of Doom on the PS4. I immediately uninstalled it and was like, nope, not anymore.
It's not like the other ones. This one's like, like the guy who made it, John Carmack or whatever his name was. It's like he got mad. It's like, they want Doom? I'll give them damn Doom.
He's probably tired of making the same shit.
Yeah, it was just it wasn't like the Doom 3, like long hallway. It's like, I'm going to get fucked up at the end of this hallway. No, nothing jumped out at you. It was just, it wasn't like that jump scare thing like the other one. This one was just, I don't know.
Well,
too much action.
The funny thing was, the one thing that I like the original. I think maybe the first 3 Halos and Halo Reach and ODST. But the one that's some of the gameplay really bugged me. How you always have to be moving and shooting, and Doom is extremely like that. And I love more tactical shooters. Go into cover, plan your movements, and strike.
Yeah.
This one was just run into a room and shoot everything as fast as possible.
But that's what Doom's always been.
No.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
I mean, it's run and gun pace, but it's not. This one was like, drink 5 Red Bulls. Okay, now you're ready to play.
Yes.
This one was like amped up way beyond what the normal ones are.
Because I always remember Doom as being like super fast running gun.
Yeah, this is like
hyperactive teenager.
It's still like that, but this is like 50-fold.
Gotcha.
It got to the point where I was just like, I'm paying more attention to, moving around than I am to actually aiming at the target. And I was like, I'm out. Just never mind. Sorry,
yeah.
Wrong game.
There's a reason Doom never included a sniper rifle.
No, it's pointless. Shotgun. So,
yeah.
No, but it goes against like how I play it. Walk around a level. It's like, oh, look at the texture. This looks great.
Yeah, up to a wall. Is there something hidden here?
Look, they really got the texture in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
All right. Is there anything else gaming wise that we want to talk about?
Did you want to talk about the Planet Doom? Oh, guess not. Nothing.
Okay.
That was a Ready Player One reference.
Okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't get that because I haven't seen it yet. So when you guys start talking about that, I'm dropping. No Man's Sky is coming to the Xbox. I don't know if you saw that today.
Yes, I did. And my favorite comment on Reddit was, Oh, great! So I want to thank the PlayStation community for beta testing it for the last couple of years, and
Yeah.
then somebody else replying to him saying, "Oh yeah, so nobody played Sea of Thieves on the Xbox One, have they?
What? Never played what?
Sea of Thieves." So basically,
Oh yeah,
they're saying that the initial release of No Man's Sky was a beta test, just like Sea of Thieves apparently is.
yeah. Yeah. Or you could say Xbox tested Elite Dangerous for the PlayStation because they didn't get it till well after Horizon, so they got lots of extra content that we didn't have on Xbox
Yeah,
or for PC for that matter. PC's always the guinea pig, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But if we don't like it, we mod it.
Exactly. So
But yeah.
that'll be interesting to. I was always interested in it, so I'll be interested to see. Apparently, they've added quite a lot to it, so it'll be interesting to see once it does come out how it is, at least on Xbox.
Yeah,
So
but at this point, it's like great. They get to disappoint 15 million other gamers. Super.
yeah, like I need another game where I fly around and just don't do anything. So
Yeah, not impressed.
all
so
right. Um, there's really gaming is not what it was 5 years ago,
yeah,
which is a real shame.
because yeah, I can't think of much else that's going on.
I was reminded that, and I'm not going to spoil the movie at all, but I was reminded before you go, you might have heard of it. There used to be this game, and it was on the PC mainly, but it was just like, damn, 10, 12 years ago, at least. It's called Auto Assault. I thought of this game, and it was freaking awesome because you had a guy, it was like post-apocalyptic style environment, like, Mad Max, only tenfold, and you just drive around the map. It is huge multiplayer map, and you just kill other cars, go back into the town, upgrade your car, go back out, destroy more people, come back, and rinse, lather, repeat. And I realized, like, man, I really missed that game right about now.
I don't remember that, but
It,
do you remember the PC game Interstate 76?
yes,
God, I'd love to see that again. I honestly, that would be amazing to see.
but that was a Sierra game, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I thought it was. I thought it had something to do with It was like Sierra like graphics.
I mean, it was 20 years ago, early 3D graphics. So, uh, duh, 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 duh. No, it was Activision.
Huh.
Activision did it. It used the MechWarrior 2 engine.
Aw.
So, God, that was such a fun game. It was sort of Mad Max-ish meets MechWarrior, I guess. So,
All
so
right.
yeah, nothing. Never. I assume that I'll never see the light of day again, but one could hope. So that was 1997.
20
Yikes.
years ago.
Fuck. I'm
All right.
hurting.
That was
All
back when
right,
Activision
Razor.
was cool.
Do you want to go into the talk?
Well, is Spark gonna see it this weekend?
I'm gonna drop out when you guys talk about it. I have no idea when I'll see it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
so if y'all are gonna talk Ready Player One, peace.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Thanks for joining us.
See ya. Peace, love, all that shit.
All right. So here we are, alone, just the two of us. We want to talk Ready
cue the
Player One.
music.
All
That movie
right.
was awesome.
Yes,
There's
I loved that movie.
that movie was just even without all the cameos. I think what it as dumb as it sounds, what it talks about as a gamer, not being defined by one game, but being, like your avatar, how you see yourself virtually. I thought that was very, very cool. Very cool.
Right. Um, Did you read the book?
I read half the book, but I have to go back and read the other half now.
You should definitely read the book. I read the book long before, like maybe a year, or maybe two. I don't know. Before I saw the movie, before the movie was maybe a year before the movie was even announced that they were going to make it, and I thought, okay, that could work. I can see how it works. The book is very, it's an easy read. It's not
Yeah.
Shakespeare. It's not Shakespeare. It's not something you're gonna find in comparative literature in high school or something. It's just a fun read.
I got my book, what was it? It had to be like 2 years ago. I got my book in a loot crate. The company that does loot crates. I got it in a loot crate. And this was like 2 years ago, something like that. But yeah, that I was not expecting that many freaking cameos of games and references and like the whole movie.
They loaded it up. And did you catch the Star Wars reference?
You mean the fortress on Planet Doom? The whole fortress?
No, no, that's no, not what I'm referring to.
No, but it's a little bit of a Star Wars reference because it looks like frickin' Vader's castle.
Right, but that's not actually the reference that they put in there. There's only one reference they put in for Star Wars, only one, and
There's
you have to be very careful to catch it.
there's so many references. I would have to go back and watch it again on slow mo.
I won't ruin it for the group, but I mean, they mentioned the Millennium Falcon, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
that part, yeah, I
But
remember
but
that.
that's not the reference that I'm referring to.
I
So
was gonna
they,
say
they,
because
they
that was like an obvious reference.
yeah, exactly. There was a droid from the Star Wars universe hidden in the corner of one shot.
See, that's a movie that you have to go back when it comes out on Blu-ray, and you have to freeze frame the whole movie. It's like, see
Yeah.
that one? Oh, got it. What about that one? It's like freaking. I'll spoil this one, but it was like, you know, as soon as I saw the Buckaroo Banzai outfit, it's like, are you serious? It's like Buckaroo Banzai. It's like now we're pulling for strings, but that was
My
awesome.
my favorite reference was the Spartans at the very end. The Spartans turned out to be little kids running down the street. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching. It's like, where the hell are all? Damn, that's a lot of Master Chiefs. And that was my daughter who said that. It's like, that's a lot of Master Chiefs. And then you see these kids running down the sidewalk. It's like, ah, cool beans.
Exactly. That was the perfect reference. It's like who does who would idolize Master Chief enough for them to be that, and it turns out to be little Timmys.
Yep,
Perfect.
tons of them.
Oh,
No,
all
man,
right.
that movie was awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't stick around to the end of the credits, so I don't know if there was something at the end of the credits. I was kind of hoping for that IROC guy to make another pop up, but I don't think he did.
iRock was actually the guy who plays on Silicon
Deadpool.
Valley.
Oh, well, I know him from Deadpool.
Deadpool also, yes. He's also in Deadpool. But here's the thing about the iRock in the book is changed dramatically from what he is in the movie.
What?
In the book, he's just some random idiot who wants to think he knows something. He's a poser in the book.
Yeah,
And in the movie, he's a bounty hunter.
yeah. And when was the book written?
The book was written 8 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
no,
yeah, if you're listening to this, I highly recommend watching the movie, then going and read the book. Always read the book. Book is always better. But in this case, they're so different that it really doesn't matter which one you do first. But I always like to do the book afterwards.
yeah. But
But
man,
the what was your favorite moment of the movie?
because I had my daughter there with me, and yeah, I'm that parent. Say what people can say what they want, but because she's seen the movie The Shining, it was the reaction to her on her face when they opened the door and they walked in, and there they were on the staircase going down to where Jack used to type on his typewriter, and my daughter's going, "Oh my god."
Okay, I saw The Shining once a long time ago, so I didn't really remember everything from it. But my favorite part from that scene was when that big orc walks into that room with the naked woman in the shower and goes, "Okay, I'm just gonna roll with this."
Yeah.
It was just hilarious. And then you find out who that orc is in real life. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that just adds a whole new dimension to it.
She might be a he, some 30-year-old guy living in his mother's basement, and her name maybe Chuck.
Yes.
But oh my gosh, no, that I will never watch. I'm not going to ruin the whole scene, but I just will never watch The Shining the same way ever again.
No, that was so great. The movie for those of you who haven't read the book, The Shining is not in the book at all. War Games, Monty Python's The Holy Grail, movie like that, but The Shining is not in there. But I love how they implemented it. I love how they see the hallway. They see those two little girls, and she's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
Hey, little girls, you know where the exit is?
My wife was there with me. She had never seen The Shining, so when she
Ye-
saw, when she saw that whole hallway filled with blood, just,
they adapted they adapted the characters into that movie insanely well.
yes,
You need to go back and watch those scenes of The Shining, and they did it so it was uncanny. It was creepy.
probably with CGI.
Yeah, it was really good CGI, but just the way they used the scenes and the characters and everything, it was creepy. That blood scene. Hold on, I gotta move something. The yeah, the blood scene was just awesome.
Yes.
But oh
That was
man,
such a good movie. I was hoping for a good movie, and it delivered.
yeah. And a matter of fact, I have to go see it again. I don't think I was the only person that could be heard in the theater, when they were doing the battle scene and going, "It's the Battle Toads."
I thought those were Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles.
No, there were Ninja Turtles and there were Battle Toads.
Oh, okay, okay.
Trust me, what you have to do now is you have to go online and you have to take this cameo list, and then you got to go in the movie and you got to sit there and just mark them off when you see them. Kind of like Where's Waldo. I mean, because
Yeah,
there were some obvious ones. I mean, you had well, I mean, they had like all the newer stuff. So there was Minecraft that was in there, but freaking everything, man. Even if it was a pin, a sticker, they paid tribute to Gary Gygax with D&D. That was in there. I mean, they covered damn near everything.
yeah. It was a pop culture bonanza, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, everything. And yeah, I mean, they reference movies. It's like, really? So that movie was just awesome all around. Definitely worth the wait from, gosh, man, when was the first time I saw the trailer? Beginning of last year?
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit, but it was definitely worth the wait. And I hate to say it, but I probably like this movie more than I'm gonna like the Solo movie.
Oh, definitely, hands down.
Yeah.
I actually paid extra to see a nice version of Ready Player One. Solo, I'm going to roll in on Sunday night, not even worried about it. I would see Ready Player One in the advanced screening night. I paid extra to see that, the advanced screening
Yeah.
one. Solo, I know Sunday night, I'll roll on in, watch it, and go out. I'm not. No,
I
not for
don't
Solo.
I think it was I mean, it wasn't, we don't have giant movie theaters where we're at. I mean, it's just where we're at. But I paid $12 for both my daughter and I, and it was only like 8, 10 people in the theater with us.
Wow.
So yeah, that was my
Do,
advanced screening.
do you have Movie Pass?
The places we have here, they don't use it.
Ah, okay.
So I looked into it, and it's just, yeah, they don't use them. Hell, man, you only you don't even get the movie times on like Fandango or anything. You have to go to either that movie theater's website or you have to physically call them.
Yikes.
So, but they run, the DTS or Dolby whatever sound. They run all that stuff. They just don't put their stuff on Fandango or anywhere else.
I thought you lived near Boston.
Yeah, but I'm not driving an hour and a half to go see a movie.
Well, no, but I figured you'd be near Boston would mean you'd have the nice AMC and Regal or something.
Yeah, I'm in the dead center of Massachusetts, man. It's like there is nothing out here. If I drive 40 minutes, I'll be at a really, really good theater. But why? I got a theater right here, and it's the exact same for the most part.
Does it at least have stadium seating?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
So they have that. The chairs suck, but whatever.
Right. All right. Well, interesting episode. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Have you seen
No,
Black Panther?
I think I'm gonna wait till that one comes out on pay-per-view.
Don't waste your money.
I used to read the comics, and I like the comics, but yeah, I'm not gonna get on my soapbox. I'm just gonna wait for it to come out.
Right.
So I'm good, man. I'll see that part in Infinity Wars.
Right.
So, which the new Infinity Wars trailer looked really, really cool.
I love Peter Quill saying, "Let me plan everything," and Iron Man's like, "Wow."
Well, I'm finally happy that somebody stands up to frickin' Tony Stark because I hate his character. And I just thought that was cool. It's like, how about I come up with a plan, and that way it doesn't suck.
But what's so funny is that
Like,
Tony
holy
Stark
crap.
as Iron Man has been leading that group ever since the
Yeah.
beginning. So
Yeah.
I can understand why he feels kind of territorial.
Yeah, that's why I thought that was funny, though. It's like, wow, somebody's finally standing up to Tony Stark. Thank God.
Yeah.
So, no, it looks cool. But, no, I'm going to go back. I'm going to see this movie again. Definitely.
Yeah. Same here.
So,
It's just a matter of when.
and it's like you'll see something, and it's like, you probably you don't strike me as an anime person, but you ever watch like some of the anime from like the 90s, like the really popular anime like Akira and stuff like that?
I've seen Ghost in the Shell anime.
Okay, if you look at a cover for the movie Akira, you're going to see a guy on a bike. That bike was the one that what's her
Artemis.
name, Artemis was using in the race.
Yeah, I know that.
And you're sitting there watching, it's like, this bike looks familiar, man. And I'm looking at the list of stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, it's from Akira. It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons of stuff in there. And it's
But
like they even made little pop shots at, you know, um, using, I don't want to go too much into it, but they pick 2 days of the week, when to do something about the game and everything. And those are like popular days for when on PC, at least I know, when servers go down for maintenance. They go down on Tuesdays or Thursdays.
okay.
So that's why that reference was put in there. It's like, oh,
Interesting. No, my son is obsessed right now. My oldest is obsessed with Back to the Future and DeLoreans. And
I was all in there.
I know I was going to say this he would love this movie just watching the DeLorean parts.
Yeah. This movie was awesome. I was really hoping my boys would have gone to see it, but it was just my daughter and I. But this was very, very, very cool. Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.